Hello and welcome, I'm Raziel, and how is everyone today? I hope you're all doing well, I really do. It's been wet, miserable and rainy and sunny and just not being able to make up its mind today. So, Britain, I hope you are doing well. If not, please stay the course, my friends. It might be a long path, but it is worth it at the end, okay? It just is. So, let's hit the good old trend mill, which is happening right now. Is it worth playing, collecting, etc. Games Workshop models games in 2026? Short answer, no. Long answer, no, comma, not at all. That stops it being a double negative. Anyway, point being, no. Now, I know people are going to go say, oh, you're just a GW hater. Not really. I have a preference, and GW isn't on my high level of priorities when it comes to wargaming, right? And next year, it looks like it's going to be amazing for wargaming outside of Games Workshop. I mean, more Conflict 47 models, Wild West Exodus, Kings of War, Firefight, Conquest Conquest with Power Battle Games. Absolutely outstanding work happening there. So yeah, honestly, it's not actually worth it because, there's better companies, better models out there now, and more often than not, they're cheaper as well. And it gives you more variety and choice. And it's the same with setting and lore. See, I think right now, and it's not just Wargaming and Games Workshop, it sort of goes into PC gaming as well, where people will still use Steam, though GOG exists. And GOG is infinitely better. For the start, you actually own your games and don't have a license. And the same goes for Games Workshop. Most people will say yes because, well, it's Games Workshop. I'm not one of those people. I'm always one of those let's see what's better kind of people, because that's, to me, is the most important part. What is the most important part is quality, game funness, and honestly, to a degree, customer service and customer support. And I find every other game and company does those things far superior to Games Workshop. So if I was to be asked, should I play Games Workshop games in 2026, I'll go, no, I would play Wild West Exodus. I would play Kings of War. I would literally say every other thing else because they are better. This idea that going out for a burger when you have steak at home sort of thing. Why would you go to the worst one when there's better out there? So no, I don't think it is. And given what we've got with quality of models lately from Games Workshop, they've not been good. And the plastic's gone downhill. I actually know this because I have got some of their newest stuff. My daughter got me the Saturnine box, so I've had their new stuff, and it is not as good as Mantic plastic. It's not as good as War Cradle plastic. It just isn't to their quality. A lot of people are going to say, "Oh, their plastic's so much better." It's not. It really isn't. I know this. People don't like hearing that, right? And quite frankly, I kind of don't care, because you have to hear the truth. You got to hear what's right. And if you're upset because I say, this is better than that, then I'm sorry. What else am I? I'm not going to stand here lying to you about quality of plastic. Mantic's plastic is far superior. It's not hollow molds. They're pretty much very hard formed molds. They have thicker lines. They glue better. They fix better. Same with War Cradle. Same with Conquest and Parabellum Games. Whereas Games Workshop tends to be a lot thinner and at the moment seems a lot more fragile than anything else. It feels like things are going to break. I've dropped models for War Cradle. I've dropped models for Mantic, and I've never had to search for a piece that dropped off. Whereas with Games Workshop, if I drop a model, and this includes resin, by the way, if I drop a model, I'm ending up looking for something because it's snapped. That's the quality of plastic we're talking about. I drop a Mantic model, it's pretty much just going to bounce. I drop a, Horus Heresy model or anything from Games Workshop, it's either going to break off or something's going to snap. It's going to break. Actually, break, not just the mold line where you affix the model. So there's that. And there's the resin as well. Games Workshop resin, including Forge World resin, is the worst. I don't like it. The new Mantic resin's pretty good. Warlord resin's good. And again, War Cradle resin's absolutely phenomenal. All their resin's better. War Cradle in particular is absolutely fantastic resin. You get something like the Firebird or the Great Eagle. These are big resin models. They are higher than an Armiger, for example. But you feel like you got one big lump of resin. You don't feel like you've put together lots of little pieces. When it's fixed, it feels like a singular piece. But again, with Games Workshop, I always feel like I've got to handle it with kids' gloves. I've got to sort of be gentle with it because it might break off. Today, I was painting some Gorgons for my iron hands, and a piece broke off. I've got a fix on. And I'm not using different glue for the models. I'm not using different paints. I'm not doing anything different. I'm doing exactly the same. I'm doing everything exactly the same. And that's it. And then there's the story and lore. Wild West Exodus in the dystopian age is one of the best settings I've seen in a long time. It's global, I should say. It affects every person on the planet. Wild West Exodus is very much in the Arizona desert, which I love because, cowboys versus Indians, but with aliens and extra dimensional beings and dinosaurs. It's just really cool, right? And it stems back to way, I think even before the Emperor was born. So basically, we actually have an older character in Wild West Exodus with Leon DePonce and in the Emperor, because it goes all the way back to Atlantis. So, and no, actually, Leon DePonce will be afterwards. But we got characters that were there during when Atlantis was about, and is still around now. So not Leon DePonce. I think it's one of the Cerulean clade that it is. Clade is type of alien, group of aliens. We'd probably be the pink clade or the rose, or I don't know what we call humans, right? Anyway, red would be a colour clade, right? Probably pink because we're pink on the inside. All of us. Okay, we're very wet as well and bloody, but you know what I mean. Anyway, point being, the story is better. Same with Kings of War, same with Firefight. The Firefight lore is better than 40k. It's a theocracy and no one's really a good guy. That makes no one really a bad guy either. They are a dichotomy. If you have bad guys, you have to have good guys. If there are no good guys, you have no bad guys. Everyone is this grey blob in the middle. Where in Firefight, you have the good guys, the enforcers, and the GCPS, even though the people they work for are obviously bad. You still have them, but they are still the good guys for the humans. They still do what's best for the humans, even though it is a corporate society. It is not late stage capitalism, it is late stage corporatism, which is far, far worse. And Conquest and their constant living world where you can actually add to the lore with your battles, bottled water, with your battles. And again, it makes the lore and story so much more immersive because you can actually add to it rather than just being part of it and having no effect. And they add so many things around this as well. And that's like a couple of games, right? And that's just a setting for the ones that I play. And I think these are far better than Games Workshop. The settings are better, the models are better, and even the games are better. These other games kind of know their audience being, 30s to 40s middle-aged men. We work, we have families. We don't have time for a massive 4-hour game. We could have our friends around for a couple of hours in the evening, and it would get a game out of Kings of War out of that, we'll get a game of Wild West Exodus out of that, or, Conquest. You're not looking 4, 5, 6 hours for one game. In 4, 5, 6 hours, you could get up to 4 games with Wild West Exodus, because it's a very quick game, or a couple of games, or 3 games of Kings of War, because they're quick games. And again, this is showing why you shouldn't go to Games Workshop for 2026. It's not apropos to the situation of people today. I hope I use that word right. And especially their demographic. And that's going to be the entire thing. I cannot say starting games Warhammer now, starting 40k now. Oh, so it doesn't matter. Now, in 2026, when I know there's better out there. I know there's better quality models out there. There's better quality games out there. They use better quality productions. And it's just so much better. And Games Workshop's now at the bottom of the pile. They are struggling to even try and compete with Mantic now on quality. They're struggling to keep up with Warcradle when it comes to lore and setting. And as for darkness and dark edgy stuff, they are struggling to keep up with Parabellum Games. Their story is no longer grim dark. It's not. I don't even know where people go. Well, these things happen. Yeah, that's bad. That's horrible. But to be fair, I'm a horror fan, so yeah. And I'm also kind of sociopathic, so it kind of doesn't really bother me that much. But I do see that Conquest has a darker storyline, and it has clear-cut goodies. Or good guys. So yeah. Should you start Warhammer 40k, Wholesale, Extra, etc. in 2026? No. Just no. It's because there is now better out there, and you should just go where there is better and better quality. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. As you can tell, my voice is a lot better. This is what ginger wine and honey does you. Well, it actually doesn't do much, right? It gets rid of a cold very well, but when it comes to it doesn't really do much. It just makes you unconscious for a weekend, and you don't care, but you have a sore throat. Yeah, anyway, thank you very much. If you wish to support me, don't forget there's Wayland Games down below for up to 20% off, free delivery after £20, and there's a point system there which gets you an extra 1% off. It's extra 1% off when you collect like 100 points, which is really cool. It's really cool. I use it all the time. There is Forbidden Planet. It's really I dropped my paint pot. For your fun, cool, geeky manga stuff as well. And there is Audible. Well, you know what Audible is. I think it's cool. My little girl's listening to some Harry Potter right now. Harry Potter right now. And so she's loving it. And there is Skyforge, good friend of mine, never forget him. My merchandise is in the description as well. If you like t-shirts, you like comics, there's loads of stuff there for you. And that's how you can support the channel personally. It's really cool. There is nothing digital in the comics, by the way. It is all hand-drawn. Because I'm an artiste. No, because I'm too cheap to do the AI stuff and anything like that. I draw by hand. And yeah, basically, if you want to see Little Red Riding Hood go absolutely ham on some Lovecraftian cyborg werewolves with a big old axe, check out Little Red and Reziel, Wolves Bane. There is a sequel coming up at the end of December next year, which is basically the war on the Three Little Pigs, or the Ursine Kingdoms. It's actually coming up. I'm really enjoying writing this story right now. Anyway, that's coming up. There's also what else is there? Finally, there is. We said Skyforge. Oh, Patreon. We'll put your name at the end of the credits just before it says Finn. And there's going to be some previews of the comics I'm doing and the film I'm making. There's going to be small preview stuff if you want to support me. That's literally where the money's going to go. It's going to go to making the film. Right, it's called Killer Koi. I'm making it with my friend. You can see his YouTube channel in the link, Mr. Alex Shepherd. I've had him on a couple of times. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.